Hi. An issue I get asked about sometimes has to do with the space axis projection nodes perform their projections in. Axis projection nodes are advanced triplanar nodes that come with Mari extension pack. Let's look at a simple example. Let's assume you set up an axis projection and perfectly align the features of the projection to the object you're working on, using, for example, some of the offset controls here. All is good and you're happy with the alignment, and then suddenly you get a model update where the model is no longer the same size. And even though the part of the model that previously existed has not changed, you can see the projection shifts. In this short tutorial, we're going to go over how to fix this shift and how to avoid it happening in the first place. By default, an extension pack axis projection node will always align itself to the center of the object you're working on. We can see this here if I quickly change my repeat a little bit and then turn off the tiling mode up here. My projection sits dead center on the object, and it stays centered even if I switch to an object version that is much larger. The setting that controls this can be found in the Transform tab of the node. Here in this Alignment dropdown, we see the default setting Center, and looking at the available options, we have a world space choice here at the bottom. If you want your projections to stay completely unaffected by the object size, this is what you need to set the projection mode to. So if I choose this and now switch between my two object versions, then no more shift is happening. But what if you already spent considerable time aligning projections, yet you forgot to set the world option? Well, luckily there's a way you can manually fix this. So let's assume we have authored our projection in center mode, so the edges nicely align, and we want to have the same alignment again after we switched to world space. The first thing I want to do is go down here to those absolute UV offsets and enter -0.5 in all the fields. This will compensate for the way the UV coordinates are generated in center mode, which is different than in world space. Next, let's go to our node graph and create a manifold 3D node and attach it to all the axis projections we want to edit. Then let's create an object center node. The object center node will output the center coordinate of the object as a uniform RGB value. Let's create a color node and attach this to the 3D offset port of the manifold 3D node. In our color node, let's switch this color toggle here to scalar mode, meaning that the color won't be color managed. By toggling this, our color picker is also in scalar mode, but we also want to set this dropdown down here to sample raw pixels that have not gone through any lookup table. This is not really necessary here, as we can see in our View Transform toolbar that the lookup table is already off, which is indicated by this gray icon. The reason this is off is because I'm viewing the Object Center mode, which forces the lookup table off by default. Now, all I need to do is color pick my Object Center and confirm. And that's it. If we view our axis projection now, we can see we are in world space mode, have the original alignment, and switching between object versions does not affect the projection anymore.